Welcome back. Dr. Sutton is here, and if you have a New Year's resolution for 2024, maybe it's to lose weight or eat healthier,
yes,
there's a new study out, and you're going to want to hear this. Now, none of us are qualified to give you any medical analysis or advice. We do give you analysis, though, and that is something.
But whether you asked for it or not.
Exactly. But something we can always prescribe as a great time, and a great guest, Dr. Sutton here. Darian Sutton is
who can do the doctor duties, because he is one.
Happy to be here and do that.
So, Dr. Sutton,
yes,
you know, a lot of us have a lot of family who came to visit for the Christmas holiday, who are still visiting with us, and some of us are like coughing, and we're all just together. So, you know, to me, it's kind of like the elephant in the room, COVID and all those other illnesses. What are some of the latest stats that you're seeing in terms of sickness?
You know, I thought you were going to ask me for suggestions. I was going to say, ask the family to leave.
Oh,
the doctor said.
When you start coughing, you get an invitation out. In a new study, they found, more importantly regarding RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, that virus that commonly affects children, especially infants, premature infants, as we were discussing during the break. In this new study from Europe, they found that the majority of hospitalizations for infants under the age of 2 years old wasn't COVID, it wasn't the flu, it was RSV. More than 80% of the cases. And it's just a reminder to pay attention to this virus. And also, as we were discussing, we have treatments and medications and interventions to help prevent infection and complications, like the RSV antibody treatment for young infants, RSV vaccinations for older adults older than the age of 65, and even pregnant women.
And as far as COVID goes, it's still out there, it's still a thing. Take the precautions you feel best with?
You know, I feel very much so, as I use the analogy with weather, right now we have a heavy downpour of COVID. So, for example, I'm going to the movies later on today with my mom. We will both be wearing masks because the rates of COVID will be so high that I would like to have an additional layer of protection.
Responsible.
That's how I think we all should act.
Got it. Well, as we're turning the page to 2024, a lot of people are thinking resolutions, and there's a new study out about weight loss.
Yes, it's a new study regarding low-carb diets. Low-carb diets have long been a popular fad since the late 1990s. This study follows 125,000 people, all of whom had low-carb diets for over 30 years, but different types, some animal-based, some plant-based, and some people who chose unhealthier options, processed foods, but still kept it low-carb. And as expected, those who chose the unhealthy options were unable to sustain that weight loss.
Oh, wow.
At the end of the day, carbs are not bad. They're an essential part of our metabolism. It's just about paying attention to the healthy, complex carbs.
So some of the family members who are visiting are vegan. So, you know, there's a lot of comparison with our meals. So how does low-carb meat versus low-carb plant-based stack up?
Overall, the difference is in terms of outcome. If your goal is weight loss, it doesn't seem to be that significant. If you're maintaining, just regardless, if you're eating high-quality low-carb foods, whether that's protein from meat or protein from food, it's about making sure that you're using and choosing the carbs that have the least amount of ingredients. You want to avoid those processed carbs because at the end of the day, you want to stop spiking your blood sugar, and that creates insulin resistance, which is the basis of diabetes.
So a quick tip or two, you know, because weight loss is a huge thing that people say the first of the year. How do I end up being successful when I get to January 15th?
You know, I think one of the best tricks is paying attention to added sugars. The recommendations for men, for example, is no more than 36 grams of added sugar a day.
Oh, wow, that's low,
right? It's lower than would be expected, and sometimes, honestly, that's the component of 1 glass of orange juice.
Sure.
And so for women, it's no more than 26 grams of added sugar, and it's one of the tactics that I think is most easiest to use. Throughout the day, look at the added sugar, and if it adds up more than that total, then you should probably make changes.
Okay. And every waking moment on the treadmill is also another one.
That's true. Moderate activity, 20 to 30 minutes a day, and setting bedtime alarms. I think that's really important and helpful.
All right, I guess we can also hold each other accountable.
Yes,
Yes, that is a fun thing to do.
That'll be very fun.
Yes.
Like, Sam, what are you what are you eating over
All
there?
of that. Doc, thank you so much for setting us on the right track, because these are important health things as we get to the first part of the year.
And have fun with Mom, by the way.
I'm going to try. I'm going to try. We're going to wear our masks and still try to figure out how to eat popcorn.
All right.
Well, I think you're sticking around with us.
I was going to say, before you go.
because this is fun. I've been watching this for a while, so I'm glad you're here to talk about it.